Hey there, Internet. You're watching AFTERBUZZ TV. This is for Archer, Season 7, Episode 6. We're getting there towards the end. It's for Bel Panto, Part 2. Part 2 of the ongoing saga. We're going to be giving our predictions. We're going to be breaking it down, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, Internet, it is so lovely to be back. Getting funky with the outro music there. I like it. Yeah. Hey, everybody, I'm Greg Goodness. You can find me on the twits at Greg Goodness. That's what the kids are calling it.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Is that what the kids are into these days? Are they still doing whippets? We don't know. Whatever, guys.
Oh my god.
Stop making fun of me and introduce yourselves.
I'm gonna give you a second. I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me everywhere at Joelle Monique. You can find me. We're all the shenanigans are ensued at 8 Torres 890 because I'm Alexis Torres. Oh my god. Deep breaths, Alexis. Deep breaths. I'm just as dehydrated as poor Cheryl. No. That's not good.
We got Steve in the booth who's taking care of us and making us look pretty and sound good. Zach Wilson is not here tonight.
You know what? I have a few words for Mr. Zach Wilson. Eat a dick.
Eat a dick, Zach Wilson.
In a proud tradition, since he's not here, we're going to call him a butthole.
Giant butthole!
We love him, and we wish him the best.
No, we do.
It's Cinco de Mayo, that's all I'm saying. Nah, he's reliable otherwise.
He's doing things. He's being the Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Archer.
Yeah.
Good episode.
So
I
good.
thought, personally,
So good.
it's been a strong season.
Indeed.
I have not had any episodes personally that I've been like, man, that was really off the mark for me. And this was a continuation of that. Not that that's anything new for me to say here in the studio.
True.
But certainly at least on par with, if not exceeding, part 1 of Bel Panto.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
And we're getting a little bit more of the season story arc here. We're finding out that I'm not gonna brag, but I'm totally gonna brag.
Okay.
I was correct.
We got a prediction right
I
last
was
week,
correct.
guys.
I know.
I said-
theme music.
I know.
I said Shapiro must have had something to do with it,
You're
and he
right.
did. So now we have Shapiro essentially with a reason to kill Archer if he wanted to
boy.
later on. What do you guys think of that? Was this like, is that a killable offense that Archer now knows about this diamond would-be heist gone wrong?
I'm gonna let you take that one.
I think
Oh.
Archer is valuable to Shapiro now because the clowns are coming after him. Literal clowns. I was like, that's not a vernacular of these.
That's scary too, by the way, to have actual clowns that may pop out at any
murderous,
moment.
Deadly
thank you.
clowns
No,
coming
thank
after
you.
you like a posse of its. So I think that Archer's probably the only one that can protect Shapiro, and Archer clearly needs Shapiro for the money so that he can continue to grow the firm. So I don't think and also that's too soon to be revealing who did it, I feel like.
Okay.
I feel like we got a few more twists and turns before we can be like, aha. Have we got, what, 4 episodes left this season? 5?
Oh God, I don't even know
we're
what
in
the
episode
season order was this
6.
season. Normally it's 13, I
Okay,
believe.
alright.
I'm gonna go into my trusty internet.
Yeah, we can dive into the internet for that one. But hey, we were wrong in that we thought maybe that this would be the culmination of the season. We thought that maybe Archer would be dead in the pool because we're like, oh, there's a mansion, there's...
He had a white
White
tux.
tux.
Yeah.
But if we notice, we got the same detectives from the first episode of the season, so I feel like we didn't miss the mark too much.
No.
I feel like we're getting close to whatever the situation is.
we
that got
definitely
in
have
there.
3 episodes left for sure.
Okay.
So I'm like, we're getting there. Oh no, not 3 episodes. I'm sorry. We have 13 episodes is what I was trying to say. So we
Yes,
have
copy
13
that.
episodes. So we're right at number 6. So we've got a pretty good amount
We
to
have
go.
7 left.
Yeah.
So we're not even halfway through the season yet.
Not even, but it's still there's still a lot that can happen, and also there could be a lot of time for filler. So there's
also
that
true.
too, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys?
And you
Yeah.
brought up what is an interesting point, that we're seeing more of these cops who, if we're led to suspect anything in this episode, it's that
are
they
those
might
guys?
not. Yeah. Yes,
are those
please.
guys?
Why are you raising
I
your
don't know.
hand?
I
Just
just,
yell.
it just felt like it. I was like, hey, No. I had a tiny prediction that maybe they're the ones. I mean, I love how I'm always like, oh, this person killed Archer. Now I'm jumping to these cops. I feel like we got the whole like, oh, they found him in the pool, but I'm like, maybe they're the ones that put him there. Because they're fake cops. Nobody knows where they're from. Like, who are those guys? And I'm like, maybe I'm assuming the mansion that they're at, maybe they got called to go investigate, and it's Archer doing stupid stuff because it's Archer, and they just, I don't know, they just killed him because he knows too much, or he's part of the clown gang. But we don't know.
All possible.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure that these guys are not real cops, but we're now not 100% sure that they're not real cops.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
An accurate summation of where we are at.
I like that wording too. It's very good.
Because it did sort of make sense that one of them, I forget their names because now I'm blank on it, I didn't write it down well enough.
I don't remember them either.
Yeah, one of them was so dumb as to think that freeze rays are potential technology.
Do we have that technology? What?
Which, to be fair, I thought knockout gas was like a reasonable thing.
I thought for sure that was a thing.
But apparently not. Apparently it's in the same realm as freeze rays.
Which is weird to me, but all right.
They seem to know what they were doing.
Yeah. Renji in the chat also thought that knockout gas was a thing.
Yeah.
So
when did knockout gas not become a thing?
Maybe because it's in movies so much that we just believe that it's a real thing.
That's right, like the first phone call.
Isn't there? No, I know for a fact that knockout gas exists in this universe because Krieger put it in the ventilation ducts, and then they were worried about it going off for like all of season.
Krieger might have invented something that is not readily accessible to the rest of the globe.
Okay,
that's also true.
Fair enough.
Oh, Piggly.
But these guys seem to know.
Stuck on Piggly.
I gotta give you credit. Anytime we toss out Piggly, it's gonna pull on my heartstrings.
Every time. I just can't.
But these guys seem to know what they were doing, kind of, to a certain extent.
A giant smoke and mirrors.
If nothing else, they knew how to operate like on the scene. Like they blended in well enough that no one questioned that they were there. So,
but that's why I think that they're the perfect culprits, because we wouldn't have questioned why they were there in the first episode, because they were just there reporting on the fact that there's a dead man in a pool, and I was like, And
it makes sense now because they didn't talk to anybody else during that scene. It was literally just the two of them standing nearby in suits and their badges. So, yeah, they're definitely shady, and it wouldn't surprise me if they had some kind of connection with what does eventually happen to Archer.
Yes.
Okay. We'll see that play out. We also get to see that Veronica Dean, confirming our earlier suspicions, is totally broke, which also may play into this. I mean, we've been seeing wads of cash and a mysterious disc marked Longwater, so you were saying... who was saying earlier that it was weird that she was broke?
I don't know if it's necessarily weird that she was broke, but I'm curious as to what caused her to be broke, because it seems like her celebrity status hasn't dissipated at all, so we can assume that her movies are probably still selling well, or maybe getting rented enough that she's getting some kind of royalties for that.
Yeah, but maybe not. Maybe she's doing maybe she has movies that are coming out that are just not doing well.
That's also possible. Or maybe she hasn't released a movie in a while and is like kind of stuck in this Gilded Age, a la Sunset Boulevard, which we talked about, the kind of parallels between that earlier. So I'm just curious as to because that will definitely play into like the goings-ons behind the scenes. I'm also waiting for it to be revealed that Shapiro is a past husband. I
thought they were lovers, at least at one point. He just seemed like when he jumped in front. I mean, I feel bad for his nutsack, but like he got hit with a beanbag right in the boys, and I was just like, someone jumped real quick to help. Well,
again, if it's a Sunset Boulevard reference, then her man butler was her ex-husband.
Yeah.
So I think we're dealing with one of those. This explains his kind of reactions to Archer.
Just something, or maybe he had like a giant crush on her and
also
just never got the love that he wanted.
That's what I'm willing to bank on. That's the move of a man who is desperately in love and getting nothing in return. The man who jumps in front of a starlet. Presuming, by the way, that was an actual bullet and not that it was...
That would be terrible.
No,
I would not be ready for that. I would be like, guys, I'm just going to be quiet.
Sack all over the street.
No, don't even put that into the universe. Why? But the fact that he even did all these things for her, and I don't think she knew about it. So it was kind of like, what's going on with you, buddy? What's happening? Explain.
There's some real heartache
Have some
there.
tea.
Well, and it's clear he's going the extra mile because he set up the whole robbery for her so that she could pay bills or whatever.
Which I was like, why was that the first thing that came to your mind? Couldn't sell some furniture? Have a
You
yard
could
sale?
maybe not throw a lavish party and use that money
Yes!
to
Thank
pay
you.
off some of those bills, maybe. Kickstarter exists,
Yes.
and it is good.
LA uses it all the time. Get with the
very
times,
helpful.
buddy.
But that's her whole delusional thing, the
Yeah.
delusional starlet, which, you know, she's willing to hold on to this 2 million, 4 million, whatever diamond necklace, but she has bills to pay. So I
Get
don't know.
rid of the necklace.
Just auction it off.
He doesn't have the heart to break her heart. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, gag me with a spoon.
Yeah, speaking of gagging, the hand-to-hand combat in this episode.
Yes!
Oh my god. So good. We've seen
Beautiful.
throughout this entire season, we've seen so many cutaways where we just hear people getting their butts kicked, whether it's over voicemail or as the sun sets. Well, presumed voicemail. It was actually live. But yeah. Or in a truck as the sun is setting beautifully in the background.
that's great.
But we actually got to see some full-on fisticuffs in this
There was a
episode.
lot of that happening.
Yeah.
And a lot of Lana fighting, which I can always get behind. You had 2 solid fights from Lana this week.
Yeah, because the fact that most of the time when Lana is fighting, it's usually her being carried off going, Archer! And I'm like, come on, can we,
Or
something?
like lightly fighting Archer, like just
Yeah.
enough to like tell him that she means business, but not enough to hurt. Like with the mask on and not knowing who was who, all 3 of them
so
were going ham.
good.
And it was amazing.
Well, it was 2 because we had her when she's beating up Greenie.
Yeah.
Which is
Mr.
beautiful.
Giggles? Giggles.
Yeah.
That was
Mr.
the one that
Giggles,
they
yes.
used. Yeah,
The
Green
French pervert
Giggles.
clown.
Yeah, exactly. And she
The one who was
tore
just
up
beating
her.
up Cyril over and over and over. It was gorgeous. Just
That scene was everything to me.
smack.
And it was the perfect way to sell that it was Archer too.
I love how Mallory was just like, what is wrong with this guy?
He had so much time to slap Cyril.
I mean, he was slapping him so much, I thought he was voguing at one point, but he was just smacking Cyril around, and I was like,
Oh,
what are you
no.
doing? What's happening with your hands? It's gorgeous.
Which brings up an interesting point, which is that in this universe, even to an outsider, Cyril is extremely slappable.
That's so
Yes,
terrible.
he's got a slappable face.
No,
His
but
face
it's true.
is just asking for it,
I
and
just
then
wanna-
that like sneevy attitude.
No, it's perfect. I just want to high five him in the face with a chair all the time. All the time. It just doesn't make sense. He just has one of those faces that
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
We were so close to a spit take. Held it back.
That's what I'm
Held it
gonna do for this whole season is to get her on a spit take, and then I'm gonna get fired. But it's okay. It'll be worth it.
Lana totally holding her own against that green clown,
Yes.
getting her dress all torn up in the process, which is
man.
like
I was-
sexy, cool, but also like
I'm always down for Lana being half naked all the
Her
time.
very fancy
Sign
underwear.
me up, take my viewership. Yes.
she has
I'm
a
there for
proud
this.
tradition of fighting in lingerie, as in the Scorpio
And-
episode way
Yeah.
back when.
And we
Yeah.
can even talk about the blimp episode.
Oh my god, that was my favorite. Renji in the chat said, Lana, I hope Lana didn't rent that dress. She probably did, and she's not getting her money
gone
back.
now.
No.
Well, Archer can afford to pay it off with all of those, oh god, Krugerlands?
I was like,
Yes.
Those?
someone needs to clarify Alexis is not very smart. What?
It's South African coins, but we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get
That's
there.
fine.
As we mentioned earlier, though, this wasn't the only fight in the episode. We get to see a 3-way battle royale.
Pam literally she just stole my night. It was
This is
so
the
good.
stuff of dreams this fight was. Like, I always love to see Pam fight because though she is not trained, she's got like a street brawler.
Yeah, she
inside of
fights
her,
homeless
like-
people. It's
Yeah,
great.
she's been in like
Love fights
racing
are the best.
leagues and all kind. Like Pam is from the streets, and so when she was like just swinging in there, I was like, yes. And I was surprised there was no reaction on the backswing from Archer or Lana. That seems like something they would calculate since they would count bullets and all this stuff. But also pretty happy about it because that smack and then just the all-out brawl after that. I really hope we get more of these,
Yes,
more inner like
please.
company fights for Team Archer.
Like just like they want a rematch or something. That would be great.
oh,
I would
Rocky
love
style?
that. Yes! Just all of them in a ring, just like, all right, here we go.
In the octagon, though.
Yeah.
I'm about this life.
Oh my gosh, it would be perfect.
It would be in the ring, though, because Pam is definitely taking a note from the school of WWE
Wasn't that
fighting
crazy?
style
Yeah.
with a pile driver. I'm not a wrestling fan, but a pile driver, right? That's what it was?
That's what I'm assuming.
Good. And also, again, continuing with the theme of Archer maybe not holding up as well as he used to in this season.
Lana kicked his ass.
Yeah,
And it was
Archer.
Good.
Beautiful.
In a three-way fight, Archer definitely
Lost.
number 3. Not
Weakest
even
fighter.
No.
like
Weakest
ranking
fighter.
below Pam in this fight.
Yeah, no.
It was
Completely.
pretty a Pam Lana fight by the end of it.
Oh, and it was glorious.
Them throwing each other against walls, and then finally the weight landing on Pam's foot.
I wanted to cry. I was like, that's it. You have no toes left.
You're done. Like half of your foot is out of commission.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet steel toe boots. Those look like
I
real
agree
military
with you.
grade.
I do agree with you on that, but again, holy shit snacks. The things are painful. I was like, I'm not ready for that. But I love how they all realized it as soon as Pam said that. Because I was trying to figure out what was going to be the sign for them to realize that. Because I was hoping it was going to be Archer going, wait, that's Lana's ass. Lana?
That was my exact first thought too. I was like, that's a pretty unmistakable butt right there.
Like, how do you
pay
not know
attention.
that?
Those rompers aren't very form-fitting,
I'm just saying,
you
in
know?
the shot that we got of Lana walking at eye
You can
level with
totally see
Archer,
it.
I feel like he's been intimate enough with that ass that he should have been like, wait a minute.
I agree. I also thought Pam was going to think the same thing. When he lifted her, I thought that Pam was going to be like, that's weird. These are the boobs I've always wanted to touch. What's happening?
Yeah, the yellow clown outfit for me, I was like...
You can
you
clearly
don't
see Pam's chest.
Yeah, but, I mean, yellow clown was a bit more
He was a little-
rotund to
No,
begin
you're right.
with. So, I could see where they were going with it. But...
No, I was just like, those are clearly boobs.
Whatever. I'm totally willing to
Yeah.
forsake all of my doubts because we got to have that moment.
So good.
Also sort of wrapped into that same motif, I guess,
Yeah.
of fights and whatnot. The slow motion of everyone getting smacked with beanbags.
Oh my god, that looked so crazy. I don't know. Have we ever had that on Archer before?
Slow motion?
Not at least when it comes to like things flying at people. I've seen it with punches, but not with like actual objects being thrown around.
I'm gonna at least say this. We've never had slow motion that freaking beautiful.
Yeah,
on that
no,
show.
yeah,
good.
it was perfect.
That animation
I
was
think
so
we
sweet.
might have had some slow motion in the space episode. It's somehow ringing
That
a
makes
bell.
sense.
But
That makes sense.
it definitely wasn't an action kind of in the midst fight scene like we had
Right,
here.
right.
And what I really like, I thought the transitions between groups as they were getting pummeled was really nice. Cheryl at the end just beanbag right to the eye.
She was.
Also very dangerous, by the way. That hit her like right on the
there.
bridge.
Yeah, no
which-
good.
Oof.
I think anytime they were getting hit in the face, I was like, this seems really dangerous. Every single time.
I like that Archer got hit while laughing at someone else.
Oh, it was
though.
beautiful.
Just
Twice.
right in the
Yeah.
jaw.
Twice.
Laughing, Archer gets hit, Lana
Lana
laughs,
laughs,
Lana
Lana
gets
gets
hit,
hit.
Archer laughing at Lana
Lana gets
on the ground and then gets hit again.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Wonderful. Guys, speaking of wonderful, transitions! We don't need them. Guys, if you think that we're wonderful, then rate and subscribe on iTunes or whatever service you may adhere to. We're on iTunes, but we're on Stitcher. We're on all sorts of crazy mediums. And you can go in, you can rate, you can say what you like about us, what you don't like, through some crazy algorithm that I will never fully understand. It keeps the lights on in this place. So
true.
please do that. We also try to give shout outs to people on YouTube because the people on YouTube are always very friendly and very kind to us. We got a couple of ones that I want to shout out specifically. Greg Howell at our last show said in the season 7 promotional poster it shows Cheryl/Carol, nice job on the punctuation
really
by
good.
the way, tied up with some strange almost clown looking makeup. Maybe that will come. So you were right, sir.
Spot on. spot on.
Very
Good
good.
job. Bravo. And let's see. I'm going to give a shout out to one more. Let's go ahead with 3 Modes, who said 10 out of 10 would recommend. Thank you, 3 Modes. I hope that was sincere. Your would was spelled W-U-H-D, so thank you. That's all sorts of great spelling there I'd like to see.
Oh, yeah.
And Carla Dolimer? Yeah, Carla Dolimer says that she wants to see Babu and Woodhouse this season.
Yes, I want to see them at least once.
Yeah,
Or at least
Woodhouse.
referenced.
Oh man, we're having a real hard time with that this season.
Oh,
But Babu is completely reasonable. Let's get at least one Babu.
At
in
least
this
once.
season, guys. So yeah, keep doing that. Keep rating. Keep subscribing. We always do appreciate it. All right, guys. Callbacks and references for this one. Not a whole lot of stuff that I had to actually look up. We talked about earlier that the, Krugerrands are a South African gold coin.
Did not know that.
Came in a very regal purple pouch. So, I don't
Kind of
know.
like a Crown Royale.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, Crown Royale?
Yeah, so maybe a very cheap purple pouch. Posing as a very regal pouch, but nonetheless, came in pouch form.
Sorry, the person that you read off the comments from last week, 3 Modes, he's in the chat right now. And he said, hey, that's me.
Yeah, well, thank you, 3 Mode. Again, very
Yeah.
much appreciated.
I just think it's really crazy how Archer can just bring out random stuff that you're like, I need to look that up because I don't know what that is, because I would have never known that.
That's the beauty of the internet, is that
Yeah, thank God the
otherwise.
internet is there, because otherwise it'd be like, I just don't know.
And I will just continue to
I will never know. Someone's have to just
Until
tell
I-
me one day.
Yeah, maybe I'll meet like a coin collector and be like, what's this thing? I saw it in a TV show. There's some naked women and some clowns. Can you just tell me what this thing is?
Help me out.
God, we had the Bechdel test, which I think in the cultural lexicon these days is pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But when 2 named female protagonists have a conversation that doesn't relate to a man for at least 2 minutes, I want to say.
No, just period.
I thought it
They
was
just
just in
had to
general.
have the conversation at some point in the movie.
Yeah.
And I like that she was just like, suck it back to test. The very first scene with women, they're talking about the men around them.
Again, Carol Cheryl operating on a weird level
She's
that I feel
so
like is
strange.
outside of the page
Ever
at this
since
point.
you brought that up, I'm like, I'm just looking for it now. I'm like, where's the thing? I want to see it, and we had it. I was like, what's going on? What's happening with your brain?
I saw
Come
the.
back, Cheryl.
I'm sorry, did you go?
Oh.
I saw the same old-timey gym equipment, specifically the medicine ball that had trapped Woodhouse.
Like, where's Woodhouse?
At least we know it's consistent that Cheryl Carroll and apparently every other billionaire in the world.
Same
Gym.
workout room that's like back in like the 1920s? What happened?
The weird springy elastics.
Yes.
Pam wrapped Archer's head, and I was like, how did you get that on there from swinging?
my God.
Did she fall from the rope and just grab it and then was like, ah? I don't understand.
I wouldn't put it past her.
It was beautiful. However she got it, I'm glad that she did. That's all
man.
I'm going to say. The Attica prison riot of 1971, prisoners' rights movement. You can look it up on Wikipedia. You said there were a lot of references to Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah, which they chant Attica at some point in the film. And the whole opening scene of the phone just ringing incessantly where everybody's sitting around.
I was trying to figure out because I was like, I couldn't remember if that was in a movie or a documentary or something.
It's exactly Dog Day Afternoon. Like, the
Okay.
robbers are like, we need pizza, then the pizza gets delivered, and they're trying to make these bargains back and forth, and they're not reaching anything. So at one point, Al Pacino's like, I'm just not picking up the phone, and everyone's kind of staring. So I really liked that whole montage.
Was there? Maybe it's just my brain because it's really, really late. But was there a movie where we had a shot like that where it was just continuing around the room? Because it seemed like it was very familiar.
That's Dog Day Afternoon.
Is that Dog Day Afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I was like, I couldn't remember if it was that or if it was like an actual different movie that also had to deal with hostages and things like that. I couldn't remember. I don't know.
I'm going to defer to you.
Yeah, no, there's one where Denzel Washington plays like the negotiator, and Kevin Spacey is the robber, and he hides out in the wall, and that's how he escapes.
Remember?
They have long round shots of the
Like that?
hostages like
Okay.
that too.
Yeah. Okay.
Pam, no, why are you apologizing? There's no need for that here. We're free-spirited discussion. Pam asking, are whippets still a thing? They are. Not to give any youngins any ideas.
Wait. This is actually still, like, people are what? Really?
I mean, you can still purchase them if that's your scene.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's completely not worth it. It's just terrible.
Listen,
Wow.
kids are gonna get high.
Well, no,
Like,
they'll figure it out. Yeah, like I got that part. I was just kind of like, wait. Really?
yeah, you guys can look it up on the internet.
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
don't
gonna
have
get
to-
sued because some kid shoots his brain out with a.
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
And just a weird note, they substituted swears in this episode twice,
Really?
specifically, and they like noted it in the captions: twatch and clusterfluck.
I heard clusterfuck.
I actually heard the actual word, but that's because my brain changes everything that's supposed to be a swear word into a swear word.
Yeah, Mallory uses twatch, and then
I did hear that.
The cop uses clusterfluck,
I didn't hear that. I definitely heard cluster. Yeah.
which makes me think that they're doing like a weird Babylon 5 thing now. It is Babylon 5, or Battlestar Galactica. Which one am I making up where it's frack?
I think Battlestar
I think
Galactica
does frack.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't come
the
for us.
internet's
I
gonna
know, I was like, I don't know.
murder
I'm
me.
so
Please
sorry.
don't hold-
It's wrong.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah,
profusely.
Battlestar. Thank you, Steven.
Okay. Steven,
He was like,
saving us.
shook and he's like, it's
Like, yeah, we got
Battlestar.
it.
He just threw
almost
down.
died.
We did, but we got it.
That's why I looked at you like, I don't know. Please don't crucify me.
Steven, everyone on the internet right now is like, it's Battlestar!
Why don't you know this?
You're not a geek.
Mike.
Give me your geek card. You
I
bastards.
really need this.
Did you guys notice anything else? That was all that I got for this
No,
one.
that shot was the main, like the beginning shot really like got me because I was like, it has to be from something and it's killing me. But that was pretty much it.
Good catch.
The music was really on point as far as having that. It was a quartet, I think, it's 4 guys.
So good.
Playing,
Yes.
so fun, and the fact that they're still playing, like moving into next morning, I thought was really great.
But I loved how they even were paused at one point, just like waiting. They're like, the phone's ringing. I guess we'll wait. And I'm like, what's happening?
No, they were playing. That was what
Were
was
they?
the funniest
I couldn't
reveal
see
to
them,
me.
I couldn't see them moving, so maybe it was because of the way that my recording was weird. But I couldn't see them moving, so I thought they were just waiting until the phone was done ringing, and then they were going to continue. And I was like,
Yeah,
what?
no, that was such a funny reveal to me. Is that
it's
it's this
great.
dark orchestral music, and then it
it's like-
pans around and you see it's actual.
Oh,
And
that
I
would have been
like-
so much more funnier.
The first song they played, I don't speak French, but I think it's Le Chasse or Le Chase, but it means the hunt. So that was the first song they played, and then actually led into Lana fighting Mr. Giggles. And then the German name, Morgan Blotter, maybe?
No.
OP279, which was when Lana, Archer, and Pam are fighting, and then we had the string quartet in G minor when the police stormed the mansion. So it was a really cool kind of classical music episode, if that's your thing. I like that we had a classical score for the whole
I
thing.
liked it. I thought it was great.
No, it
As a
worked really well.
As a person who was forced to do piano for 10 years, that was me. I knew what they were, I just never remember the titles. I'm like, oh, I know that one. That's about it.
It's familiar to the ear.
Oh, you went above and beyond in looking them up, bro.
Try to do some research. Google helped.
Yeah, Google always does.
All right. With that, I think it's time to get some spooky theremin music in here.
Predictions.
You know.
And now, for
yes.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Even though we're about to get into predictions, I definitely have a question that Renji took from me, which is fine. Great minds think alike. Long dart rifle versus axe gun, which is better? Which one's the better
Long
weapon?
dart rifle. I feel like axe gun would be like a shotgun, like short weapon range, whereas like that long dart gun is gonna
I want it.
So if it's like a sniper rifle with like a lawn dart,
I still
picture
want the
it.
gun from gosh, I can't remember that FBI agent that we dealt with with Archer Vice, but the one he was just freaking shooting
Yes.
Pam and everybody up in the mansion. I want that one. That one's the one I
very
want.
The trank?
Yeah, the trank gun that like it just like poor Krieger was like the entire time was just like, what's happening? I want that gun, but I would also go with a long dart rifle as well.
I feel like a long dart rifle isn't going to be as effective in
an
the
axe gun?
Well, in terms of general mayhem, but
True.
an axe gun, you have to shoot at a very specific coordinate to get the spin right
also
on
what does a
that.
magazine for an axe gun look like?
I
have,
would
like, a
love to
pouch
see it.
of just like
That's like wrap around the body so the axe can like come up through the body. I don't know.
Or like a quiver.
I will say this: if someone gives me the choice between the two in like a fight to the death, I'm gonna go axe gun because at least like I'll be remembered as the guy who had the axe gun.
That's true.
fair.
All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, no, we had to.
Had to do it.
Valid question. Predictions, guys. What do we got?
Besides the one where I think that our cops are definitely involved in something, but if they're not involved with just killing Archer for whatever reason that they have, I think they're part of the clown gang. That's why they were at the robbery in the first place. We just don't know anything yet.
Interesting. Now, see, I think we're gonna be working on multiple layers of I don't know. Espionage might not be the right word, but like I feel like there are crimes happening at different levels and different people involved in different things. So like I feel like the cops are maybe here to do their own robbery or their own thing,
and they got sidetracked, or you know, they got their thunder stolen.
And this is a good chance to stake out the mansion and get some information and details that they might not have been able to get otherwise.
And that's why they're there again.
Yeah, because the clowns feel like independent contractors, and then I really strongly feel like we don't know Shapiro's whole like motive agenda yet. And to be fair, I don't think we know Valerie, like what's up with her, Veronica, excuse me, what her whole motive agenda is. Like how broke is she? How did she get broke? Who does she owe money to and why? And I'm hoping we get more answers to that next week.
I think Cheryl's gonna figure it out since we've been talking about how smart she is.
You know, Cheryl
that would
has
be really
been on
funny.
that detective tip this whole time too. Like all of her like outside weird things have been detective related, so it wouldn't surprise. That would be
like
a really nice twist.
just one point where she does her weird, like when she just screams for no reason. Everyone's like, what, and she's just like, do you remember those two cops? And then just like bring it up, maybe. Never know. Or she just says it, like she just sees them and she's like, you guys aren't cops, are you? And it'll be really funny. That's my prediction.
Okay, dope. We good? Okay, all right. Because here's mine. I'm gonna lay it out. This is.
Ready. I'm like,
Strap in, kids.
Brace yourselves, because this is bigger than Baby AJ. The one that I'm laying down here.
I'm still on that train.
I think that these cops are actually scoping out Archer and Co. for some sort of new expedition, some sort of new agency. Because we had...
I like
This makes sense, and that just brings the CIA aspect that we've seen over the past years.
Oh, I like this.
Because, at the end of last season, we had Archer posit the question, like, didn't it seem weird that we were being set up to fail for, like, all of these missions that we went on?
That would be great.
So maybe these guys are CIA or some other weird branch of government coming in to see, like, hold on a second, we gotta keep tabs on these guys.
This would also explain how they can stride in on somebody else's investigation with such confidence of just like, if they're from another agency, especially like an upper level secret one, they're like, we don't give a hell, like a fuck who we like stomp on. Yeah. I like this prediction a lot.
No, I do.
I'm swinging big on this one.
You're too good at this.
I can't.
No, see,
no more predicting.
Sometimes I'm horribly wrong. Like I'm going to be with Baby AJ. But every once and again, I struck gold with the whole Shapiro knowing thing, so I'm gonna swing big again.
No, I think it's great.
That was.
No, that was, you were trying. I got it.
All right. Guys, I think that wraps it up for us. I've been Greg Goodness. Again, you can find me on the twits at Greg Goodness. You can also check out my YouTube channel, Doom Goose. We're updating when we can. It's sketch comedy. It takes a while to put together sometimes. That's fine. And you guys...
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at Joelle Monique. Check Black Girl Nerds. We're covering Free Comic Book Day this Saturday. Go support your local comic book store. Pick up free things, but also, you know, make a couple purchases and see some people. Talk to the people who work there. Comic book stores are awesome, and they love you guys. Go do those things.
I like that. I will be there.
Yes.
Losing my life, and it's fine. You can find me again where all shenanigans are ensued at ATorres890. Also follow my YouTube channel where I talk about things on Hump Day on Wednesdays, just random stuff. We talked about Star Wars because Wednesday lied on May 4th. So yeah, do the things.
Nice, nice. Well, Internet, we hope you have a happy and, more importantly, safe Cinco de Mayo. Thanks to Steven in the booth for once again making us sound and look great. Zach, you're a butthole, but we love you, and I'm sure you'll be back next week.
Zach.
Yes,
And we hope to see you all back next week. Remember, rate, comment. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.